everybody, welcome to Excel video 463. I'm Nate Moore. I have my book that I wrote with Mona Reimers, Better Data, Better Decisions, Using Business Intelligence, the Medical Practice. This is some of the table of contents and chapter 3, a bunch of ideas about how to make your charts more understandable, convey more information with less time for the reader to understand and sort through all the stuff in a chart or whatever. A bunch of great ideas to make your charts look better in the book Better Data, Better Decisions. As we talk about better data, better decisions, I want to talk about several of the charts that are included in Excel 2013 that, to be honest, I don't use, and I think some of them are more confusing, more trouble than they're worth. I guess there's no more diplomatic way to say it than that. Here's some data from cosmetic practice or fake cosmetic practice. They're dermatologists. They have some derm business, some cosmetic business. And what I'm going to do is go to the insert menu, and I want to show you a couple of these charts and say, we can do better than this. So we're going to start here. And, a stock chart I'm going to skip over, but this is a surface chart. Now, what does this tell me? I mean, it looks whatever, but I think readers of a surface chart would really struggle to figure out, what are you telling me here and why is this important? I've never used one. By the same token, this is a radar chart where, you can kind of look at it and say, well, okay, the derm is the blue line. It looks like derm is always bigger than cosmetic volume, and you just struggle to get value out of it. And again, you can do this. You can put dots on it. You can shade it. I haven't found a use for them in medical practice. Maybe that's the way I should say it diplomatically. I haven't found a use for them. I don't use surface charts. I don't use radar charts. We talked a little earlier when we were doing line charts about area charts, and you can do a 2D area. 3D area is even worse. You've got cosmetic buried behind the data there. You can't even see what the cosmetic data is. I very rarely use area charts either. It's just, again, I struggle to see the use for it, struggle to see the application. Let's do one more. You can do a scatter plot, and there's some tricks you can use with scatter plots, or you can draw lines between them to make them a little more curvy than a line chart or whatever, with or without dots, and you can do that kind of. I just don't use any of those. I don't use surface or radar, area, or scatter. If I wanted to chart this thing, I think I can just do a simple column. It's not as fancy as those, but your reader can look at this. You can put a title on it and tweak this up just a little bit, and it's very obvious that, hey, here's my derm volume, here's my cosmetic patients, and I know where I am for the number of new patients each month or something like that. Just much cleaner and easier to use. There is a new chart type called a bubble chart. And what a bubble chart will let you do is graph, instead of two things at once, like the month and the number of patients. See, I have 50, 104, 61. I just copied the number of new cosmetic patients down. What a bubble chart will let you do is chart three things at once. So now I've got the month, and for that month, I'm going to tell you two things about that month. I'm going to tell you the number of new cosmetic patients and the average dollars per visit of those visits with a bubble chart. So I can grab this bubble chart or a 3D bubble chart if you really want to be fancy about it. And what a bubble chart will do, and again, I need to tweak the margins. There's some things, the x-axis is messy, and there's some things I need to do. But what it will do is it'll say, hey, in January, I had 50 new patients. My average dollars per visit was $244. Where, I came up to February and I had more patients and more dollars per visit. So that was a better month. I went down in March, but, for whatever reason, in March, I sold $807 per new patient visit. So there were fewer new patients, but they had way more procedures than they had less expensive, maybe it was suntan lotions or something like that in other months. And you can chart two things for each month. So a total of three: the month, the number of new patients, and the dollars per visit. There may be a use for that. You'd have to find the right application. I want to just show it to you. They're not on the never list, if you will, with the radar chart and the surface chart and that kind of thing. I want to at least show you a bubble chart, and then if you see a use for it, you can tweak this. And again, there are ways you could put some numbers in there. There's some things you could do around a bubble chart if you really want to show two pieces of information. In my mind, there's a better way to show two pieces of information at the same time, and what it's called is a combo chart. We're going to talk about combo charts in the next Excel video. Thanks for watching.